Hello, welcome back to Put the Tip in, 3rd of November, and we start with our horse racing video. I am low on energy but high on optimism today. Um, I don't know what it is, but there's some big odds horses today. I just fancy one of them coming in. Yes, I know the powder's run dry a little bit last couple of days, but who cares? We're always one big winner away. Yeah, there's lots of racing today. Big fan. The odds have kind of worked out for me overnight. I've only had to take out two horses, um, so I'm pretty happy with that. Um, there was one non-runner on one that's just gone too low. But that is what it is. Like I say, big fan. Um, Tier one, however, that's which is the least risky, is a bit odd today. There's three horses and they're all pretty good odds. And last night they were shorter and they've gone out, so maybe that's telling. But one of them, I'm a big fan of. Um, as in, like, I'm a big fan of all three. Otherwise, they won't be in tier one. But there's one that I can't understand the odds on. So tier one, we have the Wizard of I, the Wizard of I, and that is in the 230 at Kempton. The 230 at Kempton, um, 12 to 1. Scenario. That's the 6 o'clock at Wolverhampton. The 6 o'clock at Wolverhampton at 9 to 1. And then this is the horse. How is it 12s? Jack's Edge. Jack's Edge. The 7 o'clock at Wolverhampton. 7 o'clock at Wolverhampton. No idea. The consistency's there. Personally, I don't understand, but we'll see. I understand it's a bit of a class up, but well, I really like the odds on that. Um, if it loses, I'm happy to have said I played it. All of these bets, by the way, I got a question yesterday, and it was all of the bets, as per usual, because we don't do short odds, we don't do less than 5 to 1, are each way bets. And ideally with extra places, I bet on Sky Bet. I do use others sometimes. It all depends on how it works out. But today, most of them have been on Sky Bet. All of these races have a minimum of 4 places. So each way bets. Um, that's your tier one. Now your tier two, I've had to pull one out of straight away, and that was Irish Hill. I got it at 7 to 1 last night. Obviously, it's come into 7 to 2. Um, why it was those odds are opening. I really don't understand, but we have the other horse in that race, so that's all good. Let me find those then. So, tier two, we have one, two, three, four, five horses, and we start with that 238 at Plumpton. The 238 at Plumpton, that is non-stop, non-stop at 7 to 1. That's 3 places, but it's only a 7 horse race, so you're getting the extra place. Then we zoom forward to the 6:30 at Wolverhampton. The 6:30 at Wolverhampton, and that is Reputation. Reputation 6 to 1. Then we go Shumus in the 7:15 at Southwell. That's a race I really like anyway. The 7:15 at Southwell, that's 6 to 1. Um, the 7:30 at Wolverhampton. The 7:30 at Wolverhampton, again a 6 to 1 horse. True colours. True colours. And then finally in the 8:30 at Wolverhampton, we have End of a Storm at 12 to 1. So that is your tier two. And then we move on to tier three. Well, let me just have a check that I've got these right. Um, yep, so your tier three, we have one, two, three, four, five, 6 horses, and that bet that I spoke about last night that I love, and I will be backing off the boards. Personally, I'm not suggesting you do, like loads of money or anything. I obviously you stake what you want. I obviously calculate things at £5 each way odds just to kind of give you a reflection of how we're doing, but that doesn't mean you bet £5 each way. I've got a mate who literally is doing a pound each way on, the tips I give. I equally know someone that's gone much bigger and won huge last month. But so your tier six starts at the 230 at Campton. The 230 at Campton, that's super position at 13 to 2. Staying at Campton in the 430. The 430 at Campton, we have Ricardo Phillips. Ricardo Phillips at 12s. Then we go to Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton, the 6:30, and that is Red Wolves. Red Wolves 16 to 1. Then we switch over to Southall. Southall 7:15. 7:15. Sea Solus. Sea Solus 25 to 1. Um, I just think the odds are too big. And this is my horse of the day that I'm really looking forward to see run. Again, if it loses, I don't care. It's a horse I felt ran that well last time, and the consistency does not match the odds. So delegate this lord at 25 to 1, 8:15 Southall, 8:15 Southall. That is a horse I cannot wait for. And then the little bit of bias, but I've heard some good things coming out of from Pat that Kangai will run well today. The consistency's there. Um, he thinks that last run can be a little bit forgiven. And then 9 to 1 for Kangai and the 8:30 at Wolverhampton, and that is your three-tier system. Now, I have a horse running today, as I told you yesterday. That horse is called Street Life. Now, while we've been chatting, the news is coming in. It is. Uh, Let me see. He's back down to his last winning mark. Drops back into that 0 to 55 company, so he's at the top end of it. Um, Apparently, they've said he needed the last run. Um, and he's going to be very busy heading forward. Um, Ethan Tyndall is, a very good jockey in my opinion. Well worth uh, his claim of £7. So that obviously assists Street Life. The draw's good. The only issue for me in the race, and I'm still waiting for the next bit of news to come through. The small issue for me is that there's a lot of horses that like to go forward, and Street Life kind of likes to go forward and dominate those races. Um, Now, I'm just going to have a look at what odds Street Life is. Now, because it is an extra place race on Sky Bet, and Street Life is 11 to 1. And I can't put you off at those odds. I honestly think that Street Life at 11 to 1 is very good odds. Personally, I could be totally wrong. Um, but at those odds, I'll be having it. Yeah, I won't go crazy, but looking at the rest, you obviously got Sam's Express. Gustav, who's got good form recently. Gustav Graves beat Street Life last year, but then Street Life turned it round on him. So I'd be interested to see how that weighs up. Um, and then really, I don't see a lot else in the race. So it's really, for me, it's between those horses. Boson, obviously, on its day can run a good race, but yeah, not for me, not in this one. So between three and therefore at 11 to 1, I can't not back Street Life. Just had the last bit of news come through. Um, Sam's Express, obviously, won last time, but has a £5 penalty. Um, yeah, it's also those stall 8. Um, so we'll see how that goes. That is the main danger. Um, Gustav Graves relatively well matched. Apparently Kento could be well handicapped, but we'll see. For me, it's definitely an each way bet. Will also, just so you know, in terms of other horses that will be mentioned elsewhere, horses such as Haku at huge odds in the 3:30, I'm a big fan of. Um, and also Popper Cocktail in the 7 o'clock at Wolves, I'm a huge fan of. There's some really big odds for horses out there. I think Haku's like 33 to 1. I just don't understand the odds. But I've given you your tier system. That's you for today. I will see you with a football bet shortly. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you in a bit.